This shit is getting really scary out here. I just found out that Medicaid is not covering for my son's visit to the ER for the lump behind his ear. So I also cannot schedule him to go get seen again because it's still there, it has not gone away. I also had to pay out of pocket for the antibiotics and his cream because I guess Medicaid wouldn't cover that either. When I called in, they said it's something about the new executive orders, clearly, and that basically they won't cover a lot of things unless it's life-threatening. He's 7. He said, I don't know what to do. Does anybody have any suggestions? I'm close to California. I'm in Nevada. Maybe there's somewhere I can go out there because I'm really scared. He's had it for like 2 weeks. It's like a round marble-sized bump behind his ear, and now I got denied to get it taken care of, so I can't pay out of pocket.
We are at the grocery store and we can't even afford none of this food, man. It's done went up. Look at here. $14.49 for them. These right here used to be like $6 something. They're $8.99. Honey, this is ridiculous. Look at that for pizza rolls. $11.99. This is insane, y'all. $10.99 for that. $12.99 for that. Alright, now, what's going on with the prices? Y'all need to start coming down on the prices. This is ridiculous.
Apparently in Connecticut now, they are not taking any more applications for SNAP food assistance in a blue state. A woman I know has terminal cancer. She's having a very hard time, as you can imagine. She went to the office today to apply for SNAP benefits. And they told her, due to the uncertainty of the Trump administration, that they were no longer accepting any new applications. This is a blue state. A woman with terminal cancer can't apply for food assistance.
It is true. So telehealth for Medicare is gone as of March 31st of this year. So April 1st, if you have telehealth services with your Medicare and your doctor and stuff, it's going to be gone, which is really a bummer because I'm a huge advocate of all the technology and stuff, and I think it's so great to be able to have that available to many of us. But it is no longer. So it is true. Medicare's telehealth, it will be no longer as of April 1st, 2025.
White woman boomer here. I call it like I see it. And what I see is going to happen is the very methodical and detailed process of unaliving American citizens with all of these cuts that we have witnessed over the last several weeks. If you think that we are not going to escape the unaliving, intentional, because of these cuts, you're kidding yourself. Those Medicaid cuts, the VA cuts, the SNAPS cuts, the cuts that feeds our kids and the elderly, if you don't think that those cuts are going to unalive people, you're kidding yourself. This is an intentional. This is the evil behind this regime. For those of you who voted for this regime, I'm not going to go there, and it's a moot point. It's a moot point right now if you voted for this. My point is to all of us, we need to come together because none of us want to see our elderly pass, our children pass, people suffer. If you think that the hospital staff that gets their paychecks because of the money that comes in from Medicaid is not going to affect them and their families, this is the trickle-down effect. It will. So nurses, technicians, hospital staff, they are going to see a reduction in payment come into their hospitals. So what's going to be the next step for them? They will be laid off. The administration won't take accountability for that because they'll go ahead and blame it on the hospitals. Everything that they are doing has a reason and a purpose. And if you're in any of these categories, the purpose is they don't care about you. They don't care. They don't even care about me. I've been a hard-working person my entire life, paid all my taxes, did everything that American dream had put out there. But you see, that American dream was not for everyone. That American dream was really the basis for white-skinned Americans. Because every time our people of color, our Black brothers and sisters, our indigenous people, the LGBTQ, tried to make a headway to go forward in their life, this white skin movement out there continues to rip the rug out from underneath them. I call it like I see it. And let me just say, white boomers, they hate to be held accountable. I'm the black sheep in my family. I was the scapegoat in my family. So I don't have a problem on calling out white skin boomers because I know the level of racism and hatred. But I also know that those same individuals also came together during times of crisis in this country. So that is what is really confusing. You see, we're seeing a mixed dynamic here. Because let's take, for instance, 9/11, everybody came together. We could care less the color of your skin or who you loved or how you worshiped. But toss in the media and their divisiveness, and all of a sudden, another personality came out of our brothers and sisters out there going, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we are divided. We are divided by design. And now they're going to be unaliving us by design. I don't know about you guys. This isn't sitting well with me. Take a deep breath. We are in this together.
So as most of you know by now, I work in hospice. What you may not know is hospice is 100% paid for by Medicaid and Medicare. So last night, through the genius of this destructive administration, they put a freeze on the portal of the federal funding that funds Medicaid in the state of Massachusetts, not only in my state, but all 50 states. What you may or may not know is that 80% of Medicaid participants are elders. They're your grandmothers, your grandfathers, and our veterans who are on hospice, but because of being elderly and not having savings and not being millionaires or billionaires or trillionaires, or they benefit from hospice because it is paid for through Medicaid and Medicare. 60% of those utilizing Medicaid have Alzheimer's. That's early onset Alzheimer's. That's most of the forms of dementia, or our patients who are in nursing homes. Medicaid is what allows them to get care until the end of their life without worrying that on top of being given a life-limiting diagnosis, a terminal diagnosis, that their families now are going to be burdened even further by having to produce the money for the care. And I don't know if people realize this, but a nursing home, even a mediocre one right now, I don't know in anyone else's state, but I would imagine it's pretty much the same. But in Massachusetts, it's anywhere from $12,000 to $17,000 a month. No one can afford that, because if they could, they wouldn't be in a nursing home. And if they could afford to pay out of pocket to pay 24/7 care, which is required for people who have Alzheimer's, end stage, and people who are on hospice. So the Office of Management and Budget put a freeze on this, and it not only affects Medicaid, but it affects other programs, like for children. And oh, by the way, we have a fair amount of children who are also terminal, who also have life-limiting diseases that have to be on Medicaid because of it. This isn't just a job for me. This is something that I go to bed and wake up every morning looking for ways to make our patients and their families' journey through hospice one of quality of life, without the added burden and worry about how they're going to pay for dying. It's bad enough that they couldn't even pay to be alive. Now they can't even pay to die. I don't know about you, but I am trying to keep right now. I'm trying to not cry. while billionaires, multi-billionaires, are sitting in their castle with their king that a lot of people voted for. And we try to tell them, these are the programs that would be affected, which pretty much is everybody. Now, I know that they want to kill the poor. The Republicans have been wanting to do this forever. That's no secret. We've never done well under a Republican president. I don't care what, from Reagan and Reaganomics to Bush Sr. and Bush Jr. getting us into war that is still going on. All they do is make money off the backs of hardworking people and our veterans. Do you know how many veterans I have? Practically, well, I would venture to say over half are veterans. They served in this country, defended, fought, devoted their lives to protecting us from enemies, foreign and domestic. And this is how we are going to treat them. We ought to be ashamed. And I'm sorry, anybody who voted for this, you need to have your head examined. Because to withdraw from the World Health Organization, which is illegal, by the way, you need to give a year's notice, and for good reason. And that's also tied into the CDC. So infectious diseases and pandemics that we're not going to be able to fund for research, cancer research, all of the things, frozen. I don't know what we're going to do in this country. I really don't. It is like, once again, trying to overthrow the country. Oh, you're taking America back, all right. And it's not a direction that Americans want to go in. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we got to do something. Please let me know if anybody has any ideas, because I'm on board. There's nothing that means more to me than my elders and the people that I serve, my veterans. We are the people who are taking care of America, not this orange motherfucking turd. Think about that.